So in this video, we're going to be looking at three products. The first one is a standard stocks and shares product. The second is a LISA. The third is a ISA. So as always, this is not financial advice. These are purely educational videos. Please always do your own research. So before we begin, this is the third video I've created. The first one was talking about the differences between spread betting and investing. I'd highly recommend you check that out before proceeding. If you haven't done already, I'll leave a link in the corner. So the second video was on paying down debts. Again, if you haven't watched that, I'd highly recommend that because it goes through how to pay down your debts and how to work out your weighted cost of debt. First of all, let's talk about the LISA, the lifetime ISA. These are fantastic if you are between the ages of 18 and 39 years old. You can open one, you can put in up to £4,000 in any tax year, and the government will give you £1,000. Now this is correct in 2021. It might be different in different years, but for this year, this is the policy for this year. So there are three ways that you can withdraw money from a lifetime ISA. The first one is if you just wanted to make a withdrawal. It kind of costs you if you do this in an indirect way, but we can go through an example. So this is a LISA example. Jill is our fictional person today. Jill's contributions are going to be here, and let's do this year 1 and year 2. So Jill's had this LISA for 2 years. In year 1, Jill put in £4,000, and year 2, Jill put in again another £4,000, and the government contribution that she got back on this £4,000 was £1,000 in the first year. Let's put a pound sign here as well, and a pound sign here as well. So £1,000 in the first year because she put in £4,000, and another £1,000 in the second year, to give a total of £5,000 in the first year, which is perfect, and £5,000 in the second year, which again is perfect, giving Jill a total there of £10,000 in this LISA account, hypothetically. 2,000 off the government, 8,000 there. So that, there we go. And then we can do a plus on that one to give us that. And then, yep, you see what's happened there. So we understand that 4,000 there, 25% is 1,000 off the government, gives a total of 5,000. In total, Jill has £10,000. So Jill wants to take out, so let's say Jill wants to take out £5,000. So Jill goes to take out the £5,000. The government's going to charge Jill 25%. So the government's going to charge Jill £1,250 for taking out that money. And if you think about it, Jill's going to take out £5,000. So this balance here is going to come down by £5,000. The government is going to take their share, which is going to be the 1,250, which means that Jill's going to be left with £3,750. Because Jill's had to take the money out early, it's actually cost her £250. So in order to take out the £5,000, this bit of money here, Jill originally put in £4,000 and the government gave her £1,000. But the government is now taking back £1,250 because they're taking 25%. So essentially the government is making £250 on this. So in order to withdraw early, Jill is actually paying a £250 penalty almost for taking out that money early. So from Jill's balance, it's going to reduce by £5,000, but she's actually only going to be able to take £3,750, and the government's going to pocket this extra money here, the £250. So that's how the lifetime ISA works if you just take the money out early. The government this year has reduced this down to 20% rather than 25%. So if you were to take out £5,000, you'd only be losing £1,000 to make it £4,000. The second way you can take the money out is if you were going to buy a house, you can then redeem the money that way. Or the third way would be if you reach, I think it's 60 years old. So let's talk about stocks and shares ISAs. A stocks and shares ISA, you do not pay capital gain tax, and you do not pay tax on dividends either. It's just two key things there. You can put in a maximum of £20,000 per annum. That's for this year, like I said. This is correct at 2021, 2022. Might be different in different years, but as it stands at the moment, £20,000 per annum for a stocks and shares ISA. So you can actually have both a stocks and shares ISA and a lifetime ISA. If you have both, the combined amount that you can put in has to be less than £20,000. So you can't put in, say, £20,000 in your stocks and shares ISA and £4,000 in your LISA. You'd have to do 16 inside your stocks and shares and 4 in your LISA. So just to provide some clarity, because there's been some conflicting information online, this is the Skipton Building Society website, and this is the 28th of August today. And here it says you can save the maximum of £4,000 in 2021-22 into your lifetime ISA, so your LISA, and you still have £16,000 left in your ISA allowance. So that would mean that the government contribution doesn't actually count towards this this ISA allowance that you get for the year. So with a standard trading account, it's very similar to a stocks and shares ISA, but there is not that £20,000 cap that you get with a stocks and shares ISA. So if you're planning to put in large sums of money, it might be worth getting one of those as well. I think the first, is it £12,000 worth of capital gains is not taxed anyway. So that was just a very quick video to go through the 3 financial products that we've got here. Just a standard stocks and shares portfolio, a stocks and shares ISA and a LISA, a lifetime ISA. Key differences are standard stocks and shares product, put as much money as you want in there, but it will be subject to capital gains tax and your dividends will be taxed as well. On your stocks and shares ISA, tax-free, capital gains tax-free that is, and dividends are tax-free as well, but you can only put in £20,000. A LISA, you have to be between the ages of 18 and 39 to open. You can't take the money out without some sort of financial penalty, and you can only put in £4,000 a year, and the government will give you the £1,000 back. Key thing to note, with the stocks and shares ISA and the LISA, you can only put a combined amount in of £20,000. So you can put in, say, 16,000 in the stocks and shares ISA, 4,000 in the LISA, and then you'll be fine. So just the 3 key products. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And if you haven't checked out the other 2 videos, definitely check them out before you go on to the next steps.